One of the biggest cons among cons, and this is saying a lot, is that people who have transgender surgery, genital reconstruction, genital reversal, penectomies, hysterectomies, pudendal reconstruction, hormones, mastectomies, suturing, recovery, the removal of gonads. I mean, shall I go on? The latest con is that, in fact, this is the story right here. This is in the Sacramento Bee, and I'll refer to this. The refrain they're saying among anti-transgender activists, who's anti-transgender? Is that the trans and gender diverse people experience regret after obtaining gender-affirming surgery. I know people who've regretted having bunionectomies. When you cut something. I had a friend of mine one time who spent a fortune getting his foot worked on by the greatest doctor. He's regretted it for years, and it's a foot operation. I mean, this is the most incredible thing in the world. Now, I like this. This is interesting. Apparently, there's a new study that was reported by the Journal of the American Medical Association by 3 researchers from Johns Hopkins University. Now, one of the reasons why, and I'm just saying might be that, I don't know, maybe there might be a spate of possible litigation coming down the line regarding informed consent as far as promises made or encouragement to have your gonads ripped from your body in order to seek normalcy. You know what I mean? Remember, transgender is one thing. Surgery is another. I know people, again, who've tried to have tattoos removed, and you look at the tattoo and you think, my God, this looks worse than the tattoo. Or they've had the tattoo reconstructed. That's just a tattoo. Imagine when your gonads and your genitals are ablated, excised, removed, chopped, and lopped off. Do I have to remind you what we're talking about? But listen to this. They say the rate of surgical regret among transgender and gender diverse, what does that even mean? Patients appears to be substantially lower than rates of surgical regret following similar procedures among the broader population. Similar? What the hell is that's a good question. I mean, Anyway, including cisgender individuals. In fact, one systematic review found that the average prevalence of surgical regret was 14.4% among all research studies analyzed, while the authors suggested, okay, look. Let me just see if I can explain this to you, and let me see if I can put this into perspective, okay? Now, number one, let's start with what I call the no shit column, okay? Pardon my French, but it's true. Number one, we're Americans. We don't care what you are. Seriously. Trans, cis, quasi, para, metasexual, paleosexual, crypto-gendered. Nobody cares. We've never cared. We're busy with our own lives. I live in New York City. I've seen every kind of freak. Not that these people are freaks, but I've seen everything you can imagine. Nothing shocks me. Nothing. I don't care. Whatever. You think you're a dog? You think you're a soap dish? You can walk around and think you're a woodchuck. I don't care. Nobody cares about that. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is when somebody talks about surgical and trying to redirect and refix and reformulate surgeries that must be done before puberty sets in. If you can do this before puberty sets in, then you can change, then you can transmogrify and adjust and forever reverse the particular trajectory of pubescence and the like. Afterwards, what are you going to do? For example, the reason why these athletes, these men who are competing against women, the problem is that they're men. And once you're a man, once your testosterone, your testicles have descended and you've been blasted with testosterone, you're a man. I mean, later on, your mind can be. And by the way, I do believe there are people, quote, born in the wrong body. I do believe that. I don't know the number. I don't think it's as much as people might think, but I do believe that's possible. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to do all of this before. You see, if you can get all of this before puberty, before pubescence, then, well, now we can really start changing and playing Dr. Strangelove with genitourinary movement. I've had surgery before, and let me tell you something. When you cut, there's no expression about brain surgery. You're not the same when the air hits your brain. Once you've been cut, once you've been sutured, once you've recovered, once you've been in the position where you have where you have been subjected to any of that, and the recovery. Not only that, pudendal surgery. I mean, if this is what we're talking about, a lot of folks, I hate to tell you, they may have some breast work done, they may have a little hormone done, they may have some plastic surgery, thyroid, cartilage stuff kind of chiseled away, or whatever, not Epstein style, mind you, but they really haven't gone for the penectomies and hysterectomies and the removals and the reconstruction and trying to create pudenda via. No, they haven't done that. So a lot of folks who say they really haven't had anything. And by the way, I don't know how anybody's going to say that a molded glob of tissue fashioned as a phallus that for all practical purposes has no sensitivity. I don't think you're able to achieve erection or tumescence or perfusion. There's no corpus cavernosa, none of that stuff. You can't, I don't think they're going to be able to sport wood, pitch a tent. Sorry, but I don't think that's, if that's what you're after. And as far as testicles go, now let me tell you something. And I don't want to get too much into detail, but when you get to age, one of the glories of gravity is God says, watch this. And you think, whoa! You're thinking barnyard, Ferdinand, 2 mandarin oranges in a nylon stocking. Let me just leave it at that. So let me just tell you something. Look, it's a free country. You should be able to do whatever you want. But don't give me this caca del toro about how people say, this is terrific. I'm glad I had this surgery. I feel great. I've basically been mutilated, and whatever they slapped on, I don't know what the hell this thing is, but it looks like I've been through a windshield. But that's okay, because I'm at peace now. I don't mean to mock the torment of this. Torment is one thing. Physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, psychiatric, psychological. That's one thing. Surgery is another. Like I told you, I knew somebody years ago who said, I had these bunions, but I wish I never got this. And I'm not speaking about bunion surgery. This is a long time ago. But the point is, the issue was she didn't like the bunions, but the surgery was worse. Same thing with people who say, do you want to prevent getting shingles and disease and COVID? Yes. There's the vaccine too. See, the vaccine is different from the issue of not wanting the disease. Does this make any sense? Am I making, just nod. Just nod. But put it in the comments. See if you agree with me. But just do me a favor. Let's stop this lying, okay? Stop this lying. Now, I don't know if there were this many. I believe there have been transgender since the beginning of time. I will never understand the absolute cavalcade, the stampede of doctors at prestigious hospitals who were just rushing, I mean, implied consent be damned, to have children go through this. Okay? I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Look, I say, I don't know what happened to the priesthood. I don't know what happened to American or to the world's medical society. I don't know what's happened to law enforcement. I don't know what's happened to anything. Schools, education, places that I thought were manned by pretty rational people, I think have all been replaced with lunatics. And I'll leave it at that. All right, dear friends, have a great and glorious day. Please comment as you see fit. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and put down your comments. Does this, do you believe these stories? I don't.